The next step for us is going to be building our game board, which is a 9 circles, as you can see, 3 on 3. But for us to do it properly, we are going to create a view model that will control our game view. So let's go ahead on the side. I'm going to select these two views, right click, new group from selection, and this is going to be our presentation folder. All right, and let's create another group here, and this is going to be our domains, which we will put our model there. So inside, Command N for new file, for new Swift file, next, and call this game view model. And we're going to write our view model here. So we are importing our foundation, which is good. Let's create a final class of game view model. It's final class because we are not going to change or inherit from this class, so we don't want to keep it open. So we put it conform to observable object, and our class is pretty much ready for our code to coincide. So here we are going to use a lazy grid in order to put all these views inside. And as you can see, we need 3 on 3 lazy grid. So we are going to create these columns inside our view model. So let's say let columns, and its type of grid item. And we are going to put inside grid this is an array of grid items. Okay, so we are creating a grid item flexible, and then we are going to create another one. Let's just put it one line down. Okay, so we have 3 grid items and they are flexible. This is an array of grid items. We need to import Swift UI for this, and then the error will go away. Okay, so we have a grid which includes 3 columns. Each column will have a grid item and the size of it will be flexible. The reason we are using flexible is when we are going to use different size devices, we want the size of the circle to automatically adjust to the screen size. So we don't want one fixed size of a circle there. So we are going to use Geometry Reader in order to get the size of the screen and then calculate how much this circle should be in order to accumulate the space properly, so it covers all the area and we give the size to it. Let me just move it a little bit on the right so it's easier to read, and this actually can go up. So let's go to our home view, to our game view. Now that we have our view model, we can use it and we can access our columns there. And we're going to scroll all the way up where our game mode is. And actually we're going to get rid of our game mode soon, not now. And we're going to pass it through our view model. So we don't want to take the game mode and pass it from our view to our view model, because our view model is the unit that is going to do all the logic for our view. And our view doesn't have to do anything with our game mode. It just has to present the view component. It doesn't have to take care of any logic. Okay, so I will create a variable view model and we will initialize it as game view model. Okay, just for now, and then we will refactor and fix this. Now that we have access to our view model, it means that we have access to our columns. So let's scroll down and after our status view, let's create another one, another function at view builder private func game board, and this is returning some view. Okay, and our game board to work properly and calculate the size, we need to have access to our geometry reader. So let's add it to our main function. So everything we have in our main, I'm going to do an indentation here. Select it. It's command and right brace there. And now we will create a geometry reader and put it here. Everything goes inside. So I will put my curly brace to close it there. And inside our geometry reader, we are going to get a geometry in. So we have access to our geometry here. And now we can pass this to our game board. And our game board obviously need to accept this parameter. So let's put it here. And it's of type geometry proxy. Okay. So after our game status and the spacer, I'm going to call my game board. And we can pass this geometry here. So nothing is happening in our view area because we don't have anything in our game board. So let's start building our game board here. We will have a vertical stack that will include all our grid inside. So let's put a V stack here. And inside we will put lazy V grid. And it will have these columns. And the columns we are going to get from our view model dot columns. And the content, just hit enter. Whatever is inside this will be our content. So for now, let's just say we want the text of, I don't know. So we should see our hello here, and it shows only once. So what we need to do is we want 9 circles. So let's go ahead and say for each, and then we go from 0 to 9, and we get an index in, and now we put our hello there. So you can see we have a grid of 9 items and all of them say hello. We can say hello and pass our index. And you can see that this is how we are getting our grid. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they are kind of touching each other. So let's give them a little bit of spacing. Let's put some 10 points. It will push them a little bit apart. So what we want to do is instead of this text, we want to show the circles. Okay. So in our next class, we are going to create these board circles and replace this hello text with that one. But before we get there, let's quickly add some padding to our V stack, because right now it's touching the bottom almost. So let's put some padding dot bottom of 10 points, so it will push it a little bit up. And now we can actually the comma here. We can also put some background because we are using it for other views. Let's yeah, why not? Let's put it white background. So this will be our game board area.